Hello everybody, Kim's Storytime Soap Shop. Today we're going to make two different types of soap. I'm making a lovely lavender soap. It's something that sells frequently in our shop and it shows. And we're running a little bit low, so I'm going to go ahead and make a loaf of that. But I'm also making a vanilla bean soap. I have a small bottle of fragrance oil that I'm wanting to try. But, you know, when using a new fragrance oil, you never know how it's going to act. So I'm just going to do one loaf of that and one loaf of lavender. So here we go. In the bucket, I already have my room temperature oils and my coconut milk mixed together. We'll go ahead and add our lye water. And since this is already quite thick with the coconut milk, it's a little bit harder to figure out when you're at emulsification. So what you do is you look to see, I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, when it stops swirling oil, when it looks like it's all the same color, that's when you know you reached emulsification. It doesn't take long. And since we're making two different soaps today, we wanted to make sure that we're working with room temperature oils and room temperature lye water so that we have plenty of time to work. Now the coconut milk will sometimes thicken or accelerate trace a little bit, but since one of them, the vanilla bean, is not going to be colored, all we're going to be doing is pouring at that point. Let's see, got a little. Okay. So I'm going to measure off 97 ounces, and hopefully it fits in this bucket. Oops, wrong one. Tear out our scale, and we're going to measure out 97 ounces of soap batter. Oh boy, it's going to be close. Set the pot aside, and again, because we are making two batches, I'm just going to stir in this fragrance oil. The fragrance oil is already in the bottom, and we'll hand stir that so that we don't accelerate trace too much. I'm just going to go ahead and scrape down the sides here from when the pot was fuller, because I don't want any color fracturing or rivers in my soap. So in this picture I have a blend of lavender fragrance and lavender essential oils. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the pot. And I've worked with this before, and I know it doesn't really affect too much if I give it a quick whiz. So just to make sure it's good and incorporated, stir, make sure the bubbles are out, and just give it one real quick whiz here. Okay. In this picture, I have some mica mixed with some of the olive oil from my recipe. I just poured a little bit in here instead of in the pot when I was mixing it up. And just gonna pour some off in here. And the rest of the soap mix I'm going to put in this guy because it's a lot easier to pour into the mold. And give it a good scrape. Now, into this bowl, I'm going to mix in my titanium dioxide. And it's just a little bit of titanium dioxide with warm distilled water. I get my titanium dioxide from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Just pour that in there. here's where we got to move a little bit faster because titanium dioxide does accelerate trace a little bit. And we're just going to give our purple a quick whiz. We're just going to get a little bit of and with this, we're just going to do a little in the pot swirl. Scrape the sides of our container. And we pour high, mix it in. A little bit for the top. And I'm going to take you over to the pouring station. Okay, this is the vanilla bean, which vanilla really discolors the soap, so we didn't add any color. This is going to turn a nice dark brown all on its own. Set that aside so we can texture the top. And then into this one, we are going to pour our lavender. Scrape out our container. We're going to give this a tap. And we'll scrape out our container. I love this purple. It's Purple Vibrance from Nurture Soap.
I'm just watching. I think it's kind of cool. What are you guys are doing?
Making soap.
Why? I said it's kind of cool what you guys are doing.
Alright, then we just give the top a swirl. Now you're on candid camera whether you like it or not.
You're not in for it.
Where'd you find that? Go ahead, you won't be on film, because it's pointed straight at the...
Do you want to spray now?
Not yet. And we're gonna give the vanilla just this pour in the center. Since it's set up, obviously I poured a little bit more soap in the vanilla container than I was supposed to, because that's almost overflowing and the lavender is a little short. We're just using our spoon here to give it a little bit of texture. And this overflowing here is going to be fun to clean out of the wooden soap molds. Okay, we're going to give this a light spritz of rubbing alcohol, and we'll be back in 18 to 24 hours to cut the soap and show you what it looks like. We're back the next day to cut the soap. Now, this is starting to discolor already, as you can see. There's little soap scraps on the bottom there, but from the vanilla, and it'll continue to darken as it cures. But this will probably be the least exciting soap cutting I've done, since there's no squirrels or really anything to see on the inside, but just cut a slice there off the end. Now you can see around the outside it's starting to discolor. And again, that will continue to darken a little bit as it cures. This is our loaf of lavender soap. Go ahead and cut that. Just cut a little sliver off the end here. And there's a lot of coconut oil in here, so usually this is a lot more white. But even with the titanium dioxide, you can see coconut oil also does, if you use a lot of it in place of the water, does brown a little bit. It is just so luxurious when you have a bar soap with coconut milk in it. It just makes it nice and silky and smooth. It's moisturizing. But there you have it. There's our lavender bar.